And welcome back to What If? And What If Sakura was a Senju Part 11. Last we left off on this is Sasuke had defeated Itachi. However, there was a change in how it went down. Is that through a strategy, Naruto had placed a transformed clone on his person, transformed. More than likely would have surprised Itachi right before he tried to take Sasuke's eye. And he's like, huh, I see you still found a brother after all. And then he died. And they actually took Itachi's body, sealed him up. He took him away to bring him back to the village. Meanwhile, Jiraiya would have been defeated by pain. Nothing changes in that circumstance. And Naruto finds out about that and goes off to have that time to reflect and mourn. Everyone goes about their ways, but Sasuke eventually brings up to Tsunade that he would like to have Itachi's eyes transplanted to himself. And Tsunade be like, why is this? And then Sasuke actually activates the Mangekyo that he realized he had after seeing Itachi die. And he explains how the Uchiha generally worked, is that sorry, that sounds... Wow, I just lost my train of thought because of noises. There's people downstairs, and so I'm trying to do this. I've already had to restart the video once. It's annoying. But he explains how the Uchiha clan works, that doing the Mangekyo is activated through a severe trauma loss of a loved one, and that he is powerful and he has a lot of techniques they can use, but he's gonna go blind eventually. However, if he transplants his eyes, he can gain an eternal Mangekyo. Tsunade would be hesitant about this due to her remembering what happened with Madara, and she does remember at least a little bit of the history that Madara did take his brother's eyes and everything along those lines. Or Kakashi would probably be there because he's his sensei. Would be like, don't worry, you have my voucher. If something were to go wrong with Sasuke, I'll take responsibility. And Sakura is also there being part of the team, probably there to hear it, and saying like, and I would be there to make sure he doesn't stray either. So you can believe it. And then she really said, quoted Naruto's like, oh god, did I just say that? Yeah. Oh god, what? And they all actually get a good laugh. And it's like, very well, we'll set a date for the procedure. We'll set it in a few days. Meanwhile, after Naruto finally, does his proper morning, gets ready to train for Sage Mode, leaves, and they wish him like, you better get back here stronger, because by the time you get back here, I'll be leagues beyond you, dweeb. It's like, yeah, you keep thinking that, duck butt, and we'll duke it out we'll duke it out when we have to. So Naruto leaves, goes training. Naruto already has his Ultra Instinct, so you combine that with Sage Mode, and you're going to have... We'll get to that when we get to that, because we're probably going to be able to cover the entire pain invasion in this video. Sasuke would have his eyes transplanted, but remember that took time. It did take time for him to heal up. I don't think they specified how much time. It took probably more than a day, I know that. I can't remember exactly how long it took, though. For the sake of things, let's say a week. Let's give it a week's time. I could be wrong on that. Probably am wrong on that. But I don't know the exact time frame, so we'll just go about a week. And unfortunately, Sasuke would be out of commission, let's say, on the 6th day. Or, for fun's sake, let's say 6.5 days. Not the full days passed yet. So pain invades. Now, a lot of that would go down the same... him invading places, him attacking people, stealing souls, whatnot. However, Sakura being a Senju immediately gives her a much wider degree of range of attack against some of the pain bodies. She takes out one of the animals, the other path, then she does a hand sign, and wood starts sprouting up from the ground. Just tendrils of roots and stuff come attacking the... I can't remember which pain that is. The summoning pain. And that pain just immediately, he's like, wood release. And it's like, he's got to get out of the way. He's like, no, you don't! It's like, water style. It's like, water, I don't know. That technique that the female old toad did. I can't, Grams. We'll just call her just Grams and Pops. Anyway, Grams and Gramps. So it was like basically a stream, or was that a wind release? I think it was a water. It was like a compressed stream. She does something similar, just nails that pain, then use it like the hidden shadow stick, but with roots. Grabs that pain, just boom, smash it down, just breaks that pain's body, just like, argh. Meanwhile, Kakashi's dealing with I think it's the Azura path, which is the robotic path, or is that the Chica? I can't remember. The robot one. He's dealing with that, but then obviously David path comes in, and it's him and I think a couple other ninja fighting them. And that's going to go up at same because Sakura's got to deal with some of the other paths as well. Kiba and Kiba's mom try to deal with the Preta path. I do know that was the Preta path, and that one does get away. She is, I think, able to save Shizune by nearly taking out that pain, or basically keeping that pain binded with wood. But then eventually the whole Kakashi being defeated and Demon Path is like Shinra Tensei, boom, which just blows up the village more or less. And then Naruto does come back and just boom, gets summoned, or it gets summoned back. And Sasuke has been hearing this whole commotion. It's like, he feels it. He feels, he just can't stay here. So he's, but is his eye, are his eyes ready? Are his eyes ready? Well, there's one way to find out. Meanwhile, Pain summons the other Pains back, heals them up, and goes to take out Naruto. Tsunade comes and squares off, but ultimately that goes nowhere as Naruto just boom smashes the robot Pain. I can't remember that one's name. Into bits. So that's done. I see you mastered Sage Mode like our master. And then he's like, "You fool!" It's like, "Is Kakashi Sensei on the mission?" I see. So Naruto squares off with him initially, and he basically goes the same with the Preta path, where he breaks his neck. The other ones come at him. The summoning jutsu, the summonings come out. The Toads deal with that. Fires out the Rasen Shuriken, shreds one of them. I see dangerous technique you have there. It's like, I'm running out of time. And then Pain's the Pain's trying to attack him, but with his Ultra Instinct and Sage Mode, he just can't be touched at this point. Just nope. Boom! He actually is able to not just take out the summoning one with a double Rasen. I think it was called, they called it the Rasen Senringan, was the Japanese version of it, or Senran Barrage. Does that, and then ultimately runs out. And they try to, try to take him, but he's, unlike before, he's tired. They try to summon the clone with the Sage Chakra in it, but he's also still has Ultra Instinct. He's tired out just because in general, but he can still, bob and weave and fight if he has to, which he's able to do a lot more effectively, and then just is able to temporarily put down one of the other ones. And and ultimately gets Sage Mode back, and then fires a Rasen Shuriken, but ultimately Pain almighty push, and then he takes out the Devapathic, not Devapathic, and the one that could resurrect people's path, and it gets stuck by the Toad or the Preta path, turns him to stone. Then he basically puts the chakra rods into Naruto. I see, now you will know pain. He's about to put the last one, and all of a sudden he hears a sound, and it's like, what? It's like 1,000 birds chirping, and then he quickly gets out of the way as Chidori Senbon, or Chidori, not sure it's already Senbon, Chidori spear comes through and then cuts the rods off. And Naruto's actually kind of able to move again, starts taking the rods, and he sees Sasuke's there, standing on the edge of that crater with the Eternal Mangekyo just blaring in his eyes, like, yeah, no, it's like, yeah, no, having some trouble there, Dweeb? I had it, and then pops the last clone, and then goes back into Sage Mode. It's like, I see you did get stronger. It's like, yeah, it looks like that transplant got's doing wonders for your complexion. It's like, yeah, it's doing a lot more than that, bro, Dweeb. Yeah, so why don't we show them what happens when you mess with the hidden leaf? And then basically they are tag teaming him now, and you're basically getting something akin to what happened with in the Boruto movie, where him and Naruto teaming up against, I don't even know what that, Mimishiko, was his name, something like that. Now, granted, he still has the almighty push, Shinra Tensei and I think Bunshin Tensei, almighty pull and push. So that's going to cause a problem. But now he's got to deal with an Eternal Mangekyo powered Sasuke and a fully charged Sage Mode Naruto again. And Naruto even decides to funnel some Kyuubi Chakra in there. Just a little bit so it blends in. Something he probably would have practiced with because he can do it. He just doesn't do it normally, but he can. So you get that lovely cross-eyed and like, and he's got his Ultra Instinct going, and then he floods with clones. So now it's just back and forth, back and forth. He's all Shinra tensing, but between Naruto's enhanced speed and Sasuke's Eternal Mangekyo, 5-second intervals are not something he can afford. And he's quickly realizing he's on the losing end of this fight because Sasuke then shows off Amaterasu, which he could push it off, but he's going to get burned for a while first. And then he gets hit initially during the 5-second interval, and just his arm is gone by the time he's able to push the damn flames off. Sasuke just starts to barrage him with Amaterasu, but he does the almighty push instead. It's like, oh, really? Why didn't you enjoy it with me? The flames of hell. Sasuke, crap! It's like, oh, no, you don't! And Naruto comes with a frog and nearly breaks his neck. He pushes off again, pushes them back with a super big one, and is like, very well then. And then he's basically using a Chibaku Tensei. And as he's running away, and then Chibaku Tensei, and then basically creating a moon there to try to seal him up. Like, what is he doing? He's trying to seal us in this thing. Well, what is this? Is it a planet? Is it a moon? It's not a moon. It's a space station. It's a jutsu. So they're just being pulled in. No. And then basically like, Sasuke, we gotta get out of this. Don't you think I know that, Dweeb? We gotta go all out. And so basically, yeah, Sasuke basically creates a perfect Susanoo for the first time ever. Like, this is just his first time going. He's like, I have the Eternal Mangekyo. I'm doing a Susanoo right off the bat. Blows up after being covered in rock. Naruto immediately just summons a giant Rasen Shuriken. Even actually creates a couple more clones to add more chakra in there, funnel it in there, just and then Sasuke and Naruto have to time it. He throws a Amaterasu arrow at Pain, who again almighty pushes it out of the way. Shinra Tensei's it out of the way, but immediately comes in the Rasen Shuriken, which expands and then starts to shred his other arm. And he basically gets caught in it, but he's not fully dead because he's obviously a dead body already. Chibaku Tensei starts to fall apart, and they both go, and Naruto's almost wiped out, but he still's got enough sage mode in him to be okay, and keep going for a little bit, and he can do it on his own if he has to. So they're looking at the Pain's remaining body, and be like, it's like you. They're like, there's maybe just a torso, a little bit of his shoulder. He's like, this thing, you could give Pain so much trouble. Naruto just takes the rod, sticks it in there, finds where Nagato is, and it's like, yeah. And it's like, no need to talk right now. We can finish this. We can finish this in a little bit. I'm coming to you. It's like, and he realizes he's coming to me. He and then Naruto does that. It's like, he reverse tracked me. It's like, Sasuke, stay here. Look over the village. This is something I have to do on my own. What are you counting me? Is it Sasuke? It's like, this is something between the students of the same master, or something along those lines. This is something only the students of the Toad Sage can deal with. And he realizes this is personal for Naruto. And, being, the whole Itachi thing. And Naruto agreed, though he helped him. He's like, all right, fine. And then he goes to Nagato. They have that interaction, and they resurrect everyone. That ends well in that scenario. Now, that being said, Zetsu's like, oh, crap, need to tell Obito about this. So meanwhile, there was remains of a Katsuki. I do think B gets away from the initial confrontation with Kasame. Does basically what he pulled with Sasuke, only a tentacle, hides himself in a tentacle. But they still have a little bit of the chakra. So there is still Kabuto and Orochimaru. I think they would join Akatsuki again after knowing that the leadership's changed up. So they need help. So it makes sense. They have the Endo Tensei. They can start a war. Obito agrees to this. And you still have Kasame. You still have Kon. Obviously, that whole Kon will leave, and then Toby will kill her. Excuse me. Zetsu's as well, obviously. So they now have to plot their next move, and it's not going to be easy. Meanwhile, you also don't have the Hinata confession scene, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think that would ultimately change them ending up together. I don't think that. You just don't get it. So then have to go into the Hokage Summit. Now, does Danzo still become the 10th, 6th Hokage? Actually, no, I think it's Kakashi. Even though, and I say that because Danzo would probably try to upset Kakashi. No, it's led to us ruins. We need action. We need someone like me. And then you'd actually probably get Sasuke and Kakashi there. Sasuke is head of the Uchiha clan, so he can actually be there for that kind of meeting. Sasuke is like, nah, is like, really? Oh, I don't think we need a Warhawk as a Hokage. No offense, old man. So, yeah, trust me, I've seen you. I know you were once tried to recruit me for your division because you wanted a Sharingan in your division, blah blah. And basically, through a series of conversations, debates, and sayings like, yeah, no, because of this and this, don't think we don't know who you are, Danzo. Danzo doesn't become the 6th Hokage, which he's furious about, and he decides to stew and plot something different. So Kakashi decides to go out and instead, and I think he would take Sasuke and Yamato with him as his crew, as his bodyguards. And meanwhile, everyone else is staying, helping the village. Naruto's using clones. Sakura is, oh dear, crap! I spilled some of my tea. That sucks. How did I do that? Nope, I have no idea how that happened. Anyway, it'll dry. I should probably change these sheets anyway. I digress. So, Sakura will be using her wood release to help rebuild while Yamato goes out with Kakashi. Naruto will be using his clones. So that actually would be pretty stable and helping her out. And you wouldn't get that Karui, or I think it's Karue, trying to, intimidate it because they wouldn't be there. It would be, because if anything, they'd be trying to intimidate the Mist Ninjas. So they would go. There would be a whole summit. I do think Ace still gets nominated the leader of the 4th Ninja War, the head Hokage. I think Kakashi though would be given a second command position, just because he's pretty level-headed. And they make the point that of all the Akatsuki, none of them came from his village. So take that for what it's worth. So you get everyone now preparing for war. Now Sasuke is ready to go, ready and willing. Naruto's ready to fight as well, but they got to put Naruto on the island, and you'll have that whole scenario where he meets his mom, gets his Kyuubi mode, everything along those lines. So that plays out the same. Kabuto probably tried to attack them at some point, but ultimately would fail and possibly even be killed just because he's not the main guy that they need to use the Edo Tensei. So it's possible you could have him get killed. Would I, though? That's the question. Because I think you'd see Kisame get... everything happens, I think, the same way with Kisame. Would I see the likelihood of Kabuto being the one they send there to try to take them, but ultimately dying? Yeah, because I think he would underestimate Naruto's new abilities, knowing he had perfected the cube, or at least learned to truly control the cube, his chakra. So Naruto comes in and it just rushes with a Rasengan, just pretty much blows him to hell. And to which B would maybe just take him and just and then dead. So that would suck. But then you still get Orochimaru, who also remember has used Suigetsu's body as his new host body, which means he now has the hydrification technique, which is dangerous. And basically, they jumpstart the war. And I think that's where we're going to leave it off. I think we're going to leave it off the war. Now, real quick, some of those battles are going to go the same because you're going to get the resurrected Sasori and Dedera, and you're going to get the Hanzo of the Salamander fight going on. Nothing would change about those at all. Other fights that would or would not change. The Kakashi, them fighting the resurrected Zabuza and Haku fight wouldn't change at all. That stays about the same. Really, you're not going to get any big changes in fights. Oh yeah, and then Kakuzu and Azuma, the resurrected, that goes the same. So you're not going to get any big changes in fights up until we get to basically the 4 Kages and Naruto stepping in to help. We're not going to get any changes until then. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars Superior Magic, What If, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to it at some point. There'll be one more What If tomorrow, part 2 of the What If Bardock and Gine had gone to Earth with Goku. I was amazed how quickly that one became popular. That one got a lot of likes, a lot of hits really fast. And thank you for supporting the channel and liking my video. So, and I can already tell that one I'm going to have a lot of fun doing. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that one. I always like these little altercations because I'm a numbers guy in my head. I like doing numbers, so I like thinking of how strong, where's the power level compared to this. I like doing those kind of things. So it's long term, it's beneficial for me, just because you guys watch it and gives more access and more not access, exposure. It gives the channel more exposure, more people like it, and it's beneficial to you, and I enjoy it. So yeah, works out. I was just surprised how quickly that one took to people. So yeah, that surprised me quite a bit. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow, and then it is actually, honestly, I might be able to finish this one up on Wednesday. Thinking of where we'll be. If not Wednesday, not this Wednesday, then next Wednesday. Yeah. But until then, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, folks.